What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy Motor City Don P. We are back here once again, and you already know what time it is. It is that time where we talk about stuff and we talk about off-season stuff, and we got some stuff that we need to talk about. Yes, sir. Indeedy do. We really do. It's one thing for certain and three things for sure when you see me in front of your TV. Number one, Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. Number two, we came to give you stats and not none of that static. And number three, perhaps the most important number of them all, number three, want to make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. You may be asking yourself, how, Don? How, Mr. P, does one keep their Lions news pragmatic? Well, it's very simple. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to keep the information from you. That's not what I do. I don't deal in it that way. All right, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, share with your peoples. And once you've done these three things, in what order you've done them in, you've indeed kept your Lions news pragmatic. And speaking of your peoples, once you've shared this stream with your mothers, your brothers, your fathers, sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your brothers, your fathers, sisters, your brothers, you name it, you have indeed cared about these people. What is up, though, everybody who is coming in right now? What is up, though, everybody who is in the chat lurking and twerking? And if you're doing anything else that rhymes with irking, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. This is a family show. We got some things to talk about, but we also have an exciting development. I will later on in this show debut my very own mock draft simulator. Now, all the bugs and all the kinks are not yet worked out. Not yet. It should be done in the coming days. But I just wanted to show you the progress because I've been talking about it. And I think you guys are really going to be excited. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And for those of you mock draft heads out there, it'll be something that you could go back to again and again and again. And every situation will be different. Every situation will be different. So, yeah. Let's go on and get to talking about what we got to talk about. All right. So today, in Detroit Lions land, the news is still Mike Kafka. We talked about this a little bit a little bit yesterday. We spent about 15 minutes on it. Again, other shows have picked it up. That's the thing. That's what happens. Me being inside of the news cycle, the way that I'm inside of the news cycle is I'm at the end of the day. So I get to talk about things that the morning shows and stuff like that don't get to talk about. So then they go and they talk about it the next day because I'm at the end of the day and I've already spoken about it. And they have to talk about it when they can. Apparently, again, just to confirm what we already know, there have been some Detroit Lions creators who have had some beat writers on from Arizona. And the Arizona Cardinals beat writers have said what the fans have said. And they've echoed what the fans have echoed. They have said that Group Pretzel has had difficulty scheming up the pass game. The question that I've heard arise is, did Group Pretzel know that the Detroit Lions were going to be bringing in someone who could marry the pass game with his run game? Did he know he was going to be a quote-unquote co-offensive coordinator? That's the question. I'm sure Group Pretzel believes that he is the main offensive coordinator. Mike Kafka's position still is not official. We still don't officially know what he's going to be doing. But the sentiment seems to be that he will be the co-offensive coordinator. That's cool, right? What up, though, Zach J? So if he's going to be the co-offensive coordinator, how do you divvy up the play calling? Because here's the thing. Gru Pretzel was calling plays for the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Kafka was calling plays for the New York Giants. Is there going to be like competition in training camp? Are we gonna see who's the best play caller? Is it gonna be like Hendon Hooker and Kyle Allen? Is it gonna be like one play caller has to beat out the other one? So Mike Kafka gets or Gru Pretzel gets the first half of the first preseason game, and Mike Kafka gets the second half of the preseason game because he's got the scrubs in there, or the scrubbier scrubs, and then they switch the next game. Mike Kafka gets the first half, and Gru Pretzel gets the second half. I'll be interested to see if this is what's going to happen. Dan Campbell likes to bring in competition. And why not have competition amongst the coaches, not just the players? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. It's a very interesting dynamic. I heard someone say that maybe we should bring in co-general managers, and Brad Holmes can be responsible for specifically the draft, while this co-general manager would be responsible for trading people and getting free agents in here. I would be all for it, 100%. So as the people trickle in here, I will be, as I said, I will be later on in the show debuting my very own mock draft simulator. And this is not a mock draft simulator that you have ever dealt with on your own. You have never seen this type of mock draft simulator, and I'm very excited to debut it to you guys today. As I said, there are still some bugs, there are still some kinks. It is not quite ready for production, but it should be ready in the coming days. So I promise you that if not before the Super Bowl, once the offseason kicks into overdrive, when all people are talking about is the draft and free agency, and that's it, there's no more Super Bowl to talk about, you will have the mock machine. That's what I'm calling it. All right. Zach just said that would be genius. Nothing like switching it up at halftime. Now that would be awesome, right? It's like we got to prepare for, all right, they're doing such and such. All right, we're making adjustments. And then you just come out with a whole new play caller. You know what, Mike? Or I'll say Mike Kafka. You know what, Zach? Let's run with that one. Zach J, I'm going to give you your credit. Zach J said, switch it up at halftime. This is not something that I even thought about. Yes. Detroit Lions fans, Dan Campbell, Mike Kafka, Gru Pretzel. Zach J had a brilliant idea. He said, switch it up at halftime. He got that out of what I said, but I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking, hey, we can do that as competition, right? Competition for them preseason. But what if we just did that throughout the year? What if we did that throughout the year? It's like, okay, Mike Kafka is going to call the second half, so we're gonna switch things up. That would be brilliant. Like the offense stalled out in the first half, we're gonna bring in Mike Kafka, backup offensive coordinator. Hashtag if you know, use the hashtag. He's like, this just isn't working, Gru. Mike, get in here. Mike Kafka, backup offensive coordinator or backup play caller. That would be awesome. That would be very, very awesome. All right. Obviously, there's some free agency talk that we will get to. There are all types of headlines that they've got going on. Let me do this. All right. There's a headline, and we'll read this article because we're talking about Mike Kafka. It says, underwhelmed by Lions hiring Drew Petzing as OC, ? Mike Kafka edition erases doubts. And this is NFL on Clutch Points. So this is not even a local person. Says the Detroit Lions have to be disappointed with how the 2025 season turned out. Detroit finished the regular season 9-8 and missed the playoffs for the first time since the 2022 season. That frustrating result has already driven the Lions to make a few important changes on their coaching staff to kick off the offseason. Speaking of making changes on the coaching staff, has anybody seen that Aaron Glenn pretty much fired his entire coaching staff? What the frick are we doing? You can't fire an entire coaching staff, and it's not like you did it at the beginning of the cycle, where no one had a job and it's like Black Monday or whatever they call it. Like, that's when you fire people, but then you're gonna fire your entire coaching staff, brother. You must have some assurances. I don't. That's not a move you make when you're just like, oh, I'm fighting for my job. I'm fighting for my life, and y'all killing me up in here. Hashtag if you know, you know, you stash. That's not something you do. He must have assurances that he will be keeping his job for a while, because going through and firing everybody, bruh, that's rough. Anyway, Detroit started by firing offensive coordinator John Morton after just one season. The Lions were clearly not pleased with their offensive output in 2025, following 3 incredible seasons with Usama Ben Johnson. Now the Lions have added 2 important offensive coaches who will be responsible for charting a new course forward in 2026. The Lions brought in Drew Petzing. See, I always say it's Drew Pretzel as their next offensive coordinator last week. He was most recently the offensive coordinator with the Cardinals, but Detroit did not stop there. They also made the surprising move to hire former Giants interim head coach Mike Kafka to a high-ranking offensive staff role on Monday. The Pretzel hire was not exactly popular with the fan base, especially with the flashier names like Mike McDaniel still available at the time. Mike McDaniel. Let's mention him because, of course, we must. Mike McDaniel, understanding that the only coaching jobs left, the only head coaching jobs left were poop, right? The Cleveland Browns. Who else is left? I don't understand what happened with the Buffalo Bills, but the Cleveland Browns, okay. Mike McDaniel has gone on over and taken a seat in Los Angeles with the Chargers. He is officially their offensive coordinator of the future. All right. Meanwhile, Kafka was widely considered a popular candidate. The Lions are fortunate to somehow land both coaches. Below, we will explore why the addition of Mike Kafka changes the complexion of the Drew Petzing hire. Why Lions fans should be excited about Drew Pretzel, and the Mike Kafka hires. What up, though, Mr. Detroit City? There's a lot to like about Kafka as an NFL coach. He was a journeyman quarterback in the league 2010 through 2015 before quickly getting into coaching. Kafka's first role in the NFL was offensive quality control with the Chiefs in 2017. He was then promoted to quarterbacks coach in 2018, helping Patrick Mahomes earn NFL MVP and get his first Pro Bowl nod of his career. I don't know that anybody helped him do that. I think that was just Patrick being Patrick. I'm not gonna give coaches credit for being responsible for Patrick Mahomes' ability and his talent. Um, Mahomes is obviously most responsible for those accomplishments, yes. But Kafka deserves his credit for helping Mahomes along the way. Sure, if you want to. Kafka also has experience as a passing game coordinator, also in Kansas City, offensive coordinator, assistant head coach, and interim head coach. He is clearly a competent coach to rise to the rank to rise the ranks so quickly. Lions writer Al Kirsten noted that New York's offense improved in a few important advanced metrics after Kafka took over as interim head coach. The Giants saw notable improvements in points per game, EPA per play, and explosive play rate once Kafka took the reins in week 11. Keep in mind, that is after Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterbull suffered season-ending injuries. So my question then becomes, what do you need Group Pretzel for? This is the question that once I found out that Mike Kafka was going to be the guy that comes in here. I'm not understanding the Group Pretzel hire, but there's all this praise for Mike Kafka and what he did, and he rose to the ranks, and this, that, and the third thing. But it is what it is. Meanwhile, Petzing brings plenty of experience as a running game specialist to Detroit. The Cardinals thrived at running the football during Petzing's time in Arizona. His Cardinals offense had 2,451 rushing yards with 18 touchdowns in 2024. It was the third most rushing yards in franchise history and the most since 1979 per Lions senior writer Tim Twentyman. Do you not have any gas? Do you not have any gas? Huh? And where are you going? To the gym? All right. Well, I don't think you're going to be on the E. You can get there, but I'll send it to you. All right, give some. The Cardinals thrived at running the football during Petzing's time in Arizona. His Cardinals offense had 2,451 rushing yards with 18 touchdowns in 2024. It was the third most rushing yards in franchise history and the most since 1979 per Lions senior writer Tim Twentyman. What will the dynamic be between Petzing, Kafka, and Detroit? And that is the question we all have. This is still the biggest unknown after Kafka's hiring. The Lions have already announced Petzing as their new offensive coordinator, which takes that possibility off the table for Kafka. It will be interesting to learn what his official title with the team is whenever that becomes available. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to send my son some money to put gas in his car because that's what we do as parents. Even though he needs a job. You know what I'm saying? What the frick, bro? Alrighty. Ew, that's crazy. Anyway, the Lions have already announced Petzing as their new offensive coordinator, which takes the possibility off the table for Kafka. It will be interesting to learn what his official title with the team is whenever that becomes available. But putting the unknown aside, I think it is pretty easy to make an educated guess about how this should shake out. When looking at each coach's specialty, I would expect Petzing to be in charge of the running game and Kafka the passing game. As offensive coordinator, I would expect Petzing to assume play calling duties. Personally, I feel confident Knowing that each coach comes to the table with a clear specialty, I also trust Dan Campbell to make each coach's responsibilities clear, which should prevent friction from building between the two. Ultimately, I feel that the appeal for Kafka is to set himself up as a head coaching candidate in next year's hiring cycle, learning from Campbell and potentially reviving Detroit's high-powered offense would look great on his resume. And so the question I have about that is, when you go to an interview, are people going, "Hey, man, what did you do?" So Detroit's offense, Roy restored. What was your part in that? You know what I mean? Like, you have to explain like what you just saw. Okay, you see here on 3rd and 10, that was me. I called that play. Yeah, good. Yeah, Gru wanted to do something else, but I was like, nah, Gru, I got this. We need to do this play. Gru tried to just run it up the gut. You know what I mean? He would have got 2 yards. We would have punted. But now I came in and I was like, we need to hit the flea flicker, slam a damn a ding dong, whim wow, flim flang, ping pong, circle YK banana, strawberry yogurt. And then we did that play and we scored a touchdown, baby. That, every time we scored a touchdown, I called that play. You know what I mean? I'm like, how does the interview process go? You were a co-offensive coordinator, co-play caller, whatever it was. How much success can we attribute to when you were calling the plays and coordinating the offense? If that is truly the plan, it could work out well for Detroit. The Lions can gain all of the benefits of adding Kafka for 2026, even if he does leave next offseason. Meanwhile, they would still maintain some continuity as long as Petzing sticks around as offensive coordinator. I want to be clear that this feels a bit like uncharted territory in terms of NFL team building, but if I'm reading the situation right, I can see exactly what Campbell hopes to gain from these two hires. Now, I cannot wait to see what Detroit's offense looks like in 2026 with Petzing and Kafka running the show. I guess. Mr. Detroit City says, he says, keep up the great work, Don. I don't care what St. Brown thinks about you. I don't think he was talking to me specifically. Ron Ganarski says, it's okay, kittens. Next season, Bears will take the division again. Okay, now he's talking mess. Ron is about to be on Super Chat only. Wait, the whole family isn't EV? No, just me, because I'm the only one that makes money. I'm the only one that makes money off my car. So, so the Bears make the playoffs once in like 57 years, and this man has stuff to say. That's crazy. All right, but guess where you will be watching the Super Bowl, Bears? You'll be watching the Super Bowl on the couch, just like the Lions. Okay. All right, let's get to the situation where we talk about some free agents. Where is it? Early 2026 draft buzz, 2 athletic quarterbacks Lions could target. There's a lot of articles with people having opinions about stuff. The Lions could be looking to find their own version of Taysom Hill in 2026. That would be awesome. Anyway, that is, I wanted to do a free agent thing, but we'll go ahead and we will unveil what I've been working on, guys. So without further ado, anybody want to do a drum roll in the chat? Anybody at all? Do a drum roll. Mr. Detroit City says St. Brown is throwing blanket statements so he can catch what he can when he can for a change. St. Brown couldn't catch a diss if it went his way, just like he drops passes from third. All right. Let's get into it, guys. It's been 30 minutes. So we will go ahead and we will get started. Ron Winarski gives us a drum roll. What up, though, Tactical Sport? Tactical Sport, you come in just in time as I am about to unveil the mock machine. Lisa DiLorenzo, yes, you're in time too. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. Let me grab myself and move me down. Okay. All right. Let's move me down here. What is all this? Can we? That is an imaginary situation right there. All right. So the mock draft simulator, which I call the mock machine, says experience the ultimate NFL draft war room built with React powered by anti-gravity AI. Okay, you have different modes here, and I need to actually be clicking on those. All right, so we got different modes here. We got solo practice, we got GM mode, we have multi-draft. It's got your algorithm, you got live trades, it's blazing fast. Now, the thing that I am most proud of is the general manager mode. Why am I most proud of the general manager mode? And this is why I say this is unlike any mock draft simulator that you've ever dealt with yourself or that you've ever seen on the market. The general manager mode allows you to do off-season stuff. You can side free agents. You can make trades. You can restructure people's contracts, so on and so forth and the like, right? Once you do those things, then guess what happens to the draft needs? The draft needs change. So therefore, instead of the Lions, you do 15 mock drafts where you mocked Keelan Proctor to the Lions at 17, or whatever the case may be. It's going to be all types of different stuff because it's going to hinge on what you do in free agency and what the other teams do in free agency. All right. So let's go to GM mode. Okay. So while we're loading GM mode, you can see you got all your teams here. All these teams in red, they have negative cap space at the start. Okay. It's not too many teams that have positive cap space right now. Okay. And all this information comes from SpotTrack, so it should be very accurate. Let's see what you guys got going on here. Let's see. Imagine talking smack to a team you went 0-2 against. Hey, Don, how much know much about AI. I need an AI expert looking into white labeling apps, etc., for a patent I secured in a home service industry. Yes, Mr. Detroit City. If you want to hit me up, you can hit me up at Chef Talks NFL at gmail.com. And then we can exchange information, phone numbers, and the like. All right. Now, let's get back to that. I just wanted to make sure I saw your chats. Okay. So you know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions. Okay. Well, now, checking our sources. This is very important. Okay. This is very important. Not only does my algorithm take into account team needs from ESPN and stuff like that, my algorithm also checks the news. So if you've got a contract dispute going on, if you've got a disgruntled player going on, so on and so forth and the like, guess what it does? Well, it factors those into trade proposals. Somebody might go on the trading block because they are unhappy. Somebody might go on the trading block because they are going to be negotiating a contract and it's going nowhere. And the team's like, well, we're going to get something for them. See what I'm saying? You might have an AJ Brown situation because it checks the news before you start the GM mode. Then it will know things like that. It will know AJ Brown is unhappy in Philadelphia. He might get traded this offseason. Or if you want to trade for AJ Brown yourself, it'll be easier for you to do. Okay. So here you've got the news ticker going along up top. Okay. It's Kevin Stefanski's introductory press conference as Falcons' new head coach. Rappaport and Pelissero react to Joe Brady's promotion to Bills head coach. Okay, the insiders, right? Then you've got an injury here. NFL News Roundup. Patriots QB Drake May being injured in AFC title win probably overblown. Okay, I don't know about him being injured. I didn't hear about that, but it's probably nothing major. Yeah, that's what it says. Him being injured in AFC title win is probably overblown. So he didn't, it's not like a Bo Nix situation. All right. So these are the top stories. Okay. Clearly you have your free agents. Let's see where we're going here. Hold on. Okay, we got to move it over like this. Okay, so this is what we've got going on. We are not doing well when it comes to put this up here. We'll resize it, but try to keep it big enough so y'all can see. All right. So clearly, cap space ain't great for us. You can simulate free agency or you can proceed to the draft. Now, here's the thing that I am very proud of. Let's move me. Okay. So you see all the Trey Hendrickson, Trayvon Diggs, Mike Evans, blah, 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 blah. All of these, different free agents that are available. Joey Bosa, DJ Reader, right? lots of people that are available, and it tells you what kind they are: elite, mid-tier, budget, right? Budget guys. Okay, those are the free agents. Now here, when we come over here to this tab, should I show you that tab first? Okay, let me do them in order. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, manage roster. So we've got the restructure suggestions. For my liking, the restructuring is not aggressive enough. It is saying if we, so I'm going to adjust this with some different algorithmical stuff. So you've got Jared Goff, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown. It is all these are all suggestions of people that you should restructure. Now it all says high risk. Why does it say high risk? Because it tells you certain things. For example, Jared Goff's cap hit is $69.6 million. His dead money right now is nothing. He's got 2 more years remaining. So if we want to restructure him, okay, it says save $25.5 million this year. Okay, we'll convert this to the salary cap. Now, signing bonus. I don't think that it's aggressive enough, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a sliding scale of how much of the salary cap hit do you want to add to, as a signing bonus, right? I think 25 million is kind of crazy. I'm looking to kick the can down the road and make more money, more money available for us. And then we can worry about the rest of the stuff later, because remember, every year the cap raises between 10 and 20 million every year. Okay. And then it tells you the future impact. So if the cap increases by 25.5 million for 2 years. So basically, because he's only got 2 years left, the cap is going to increase, but he's got void years. So we're going to kick some of that onto the void year anyway. It's not just going to be, hey, we're gonna convert 25 million, and then you've got 2 years left. No, he's got 3 void years. So what I would do, right, is take this the 69 million cap hit, and I will put it all as a signing bonus. So once you put it all as a signing bonus, remember, you've got 2 years left and you've got 3 void years. There's no money on the void years right now because you haven't done any restructuring. Okay. So because there's no money on the void years right now because you haven't done any restructuring, you spread that out like 5 years. Okay. So quick math, that's like 12 million a year. You see what I'm saying? Extra onto it. But so that's what I would do. Anyway, we're going to confirm the restructure, and boop, after you confirm the restructure, you instantly have now minus 76 million in cap space because it took away that 25 million that was there, right? So we can do the same thing for all these people, okay? All the way down to DJ Reed. So the Taylor Decker one, that would be kind of high risk, okay? See, they're going for the low end. Oh, 3.8 million this year. No, that's not going to save us any money, or that's not going to open us up for anything. Okay. So that's that. Then we have contracts 101. Okay. NFL contracts 101, master the salary cap to build a championship roster. So now if you don't know a whole lot about salary caps, you got your contract glossary. I'm going to add more to this. You have your GM strategies. So when to restructure. Says you need immediate cap relief. When not to restructure. Player might decline or get cut. So it tells you the GM strategies that you should use. Then there's a cap hell example. The New Orleans Saints are always the example of cap hell, right? Then you got smart cap management, tells you about the Chiefs and blah blah blah. Key concepts: the 5-year rule, dead money and dead money acceleration, rookie contracts equals value. Okay. Then up here, you've got 3 videos. Okay, these are 3 YouTube videos. If you click on them, they will then take you to the video. YouTube Premium. I have YouTube Premium, but not on this account. Okay. But it's going to take you to this video, right? Pretty cool, right? I would say. Okay. So then that one, and then this one, and then this one, they all explain the NFL salary cap and different things. So you can watch it in 3 different ways so to help you get it. Okay. All right. Now, this one, again, I really like this one. I just did this one before the show started. The team intel. Okay. You've got the major news headlines. Mike Kafka joining the Lions as high-ranking offensive assistant. You hover over it. It gives you a preview of what it is down here. Okay. So it tells you this is where the hover preview is. Okay. Boom. You get a preview of the story. If you want to click on it, you click on it, and it takes you to the NFL.com article. Okay. So you can make informed decisions. It's all about making informed decisions. All right. Close it, come back. Unsung Heroes of 2025. NFL News Roundup. Broncos QB coach Davis Webb interviewing for Bills Raiders head coaching. Okay. Mock drafts. All that stuff from, NFL.com. Okay. And like I said, this all goes into the draft. Okay. All right. So that's the GM mode. And you go from 1, you select your team, 2, free agency, 3, you go to the draft. Okay. All right. You got your solo practice. Okay. So you've got ratings for the prospects. Okay, you got Fernando Mendoza, Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, Cardinal Tate, Caleb Downs, Francis Mauigoa, Jordan Tyson, Spencer Fanal, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love, all in all, right? So you got the Las Vegas Raiders. They're number 1. We got 7 rounds, or we can just go 1 round, 3 rounds, 5 rounds, or 7 rounds. Now, here's the other thing we've got going on here. View the rosters. Okay. So this will also help you understand who you're picking and why you're picking them. Right? You can view the roster and see what you got. So here it says for the Bears, your draft needs are wide receiver, offensive tackle, and edge. Okay. And this is your current roster. All right. Carolina. Okay. This is the order of what they're picking. Okay. So this means that your QB is bad. Now, I don't know why they have the red for Caleb Williams. I guess they're not impressed with Caleb Williams. Kyler Murray. Okay, so that's wrong. Again, there are a couple things that are incorrect, so we just have to make sure those are done. Okay, or maybe it's just red because that's the color for the quarterback. All right. So yeah, it's just red is the color of the quarterback, right? So you got that going on. You can start the draft, and again, there's supposed to be a speed up button. Oh, real time, fast, faster, and instant. So just little bugs like that, right? Or maybe it's going to right. Okay. So they've made their picks. All righty. So everybody's picking. Right. And you see, okay, it's not just getting guys because they're highly touted, right? So Caleb Downs just went off the board. Jeremiah Love is the best player available, but why would the Falcons draft him? They've got Bijan. You see what I'm saying? So it's not just okay because these are the highest rated guys. You know what I'm saying? Who did the Lions get? Let's see. Who did the Lions get? They got a lineman. Yeah. He's an interior offensive lineman. So they got him at number 17. So it's accurate. All right. So let's after the and I haven't updated the order. I need to update the draft order for the last two. Yeah, because those last, I think they were updated for like right before championship week, so the divisional round. So some of those are not there. All right, let's pause it because it went. Okay. So yeah, Fernando Mendoza going 1, Avril Reese going 2, Ruben Bain going 3, which okay, I was confused because I saw RB. I was like, he's a running back? Why the hell would he go number 3? No, he's an edge. All right. So you got Carnell Tate. Now who's number 4 in the draft? Tennessee. I guess you get Carnell Tate, you get Cam Ward a weapon, but I definitely would have gotten him a lineman. Caleb Downs, safety. He's going to Dallas. I mean, I could see that. Dallas doesn't need much on the offensive side other than some linemen. Francis Mauigoa goes to the New York Jets, right? Jordan Tyson goes to the New York Giants. I don't know if I would have done that one. Oh, was that New Orleans? That's New Orleans. All right, Spencer Fennell, Arizona. That makes sense. David Bailey, edge. Damn it, he went to Washington. Right? So, yeah. As I said, the general manager mode. We can make some picks if you want to see that. I will pick a team with cap space. So we'll go with Denver. Gonna check our sources. See what y'all are saying. Investment group already bought in. Just need the right person on team to put it all together. I'm no expert in that realm. Go high level and all other of that tech stuff, but my father is. Definitely hit me up, man. Hit me up and shoot me through an email, and we'll arrange a time to talk about it. Nothing's going on with David Montgomery yet. We're stuck on Falcons news for some reason. So anyway, what y'all think, man? What do you guys think about the mock machine? Looking for feedback. Let me know what y'all think about the mock machine. All right. You know what time it is. Mailbag. What you want to do? What you want to do when they read and you snick. It's a mailbag. Get your mailbag questions in. Get them in. Bask in it. What we got going on here? Oh, okay. I don't know. It was just stuck on the screen, so it's not stuck. All right. So what it says, Denver. Oh, Denver has 7.6 million. So you can't really sign nobody unless you are a budget guy. So Kevin Byard, John Franklin Myers, right? So all this stuff is going to Marquise Brown, Caden Ellis, Connor McGovern, right? Now, these contract numbers come from Spot Track as well. So the projected numbers are not something that I just made up, right? You know what? Hey, the Broncos, they don't have enough pass rushers. Sign Arden Key. Okay. So now they just signed Arden Key, and they're down to $645,000 left. So they can't really do too much. All right. So we're gonna get the numbers fixed for the GM mode and all that. And I think it'll be great. All righty. Seems like a great concept. Well, thank you. I thought so. So is the mock machine better used on a desktop? Is it usable on mobile devices? Right now, it's been developed for desktops, laptops, and things of this nature. It will translate to mobile. I haven't tested it on mobile yet because as I still have it in localhost. I haven't put it out on Vercel yet, because generally what I do with all my projects is I'll have them in GitHub, develop them outside, and then commit all the changes to GitHub. And I've already created a Vercel project, or I've already linked the GitHub repository to a Vercel project. I know I'm getting technical with some of you. Tactical knows exactly what I'm saying. So I just haven't created the Vercel project to link it yet, but I mean that's a two-minute process. So when I'm ready to put it out to the world and have people test it, then that'll be done. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I want to fix the bugs with some of the free agency, some of the money numbers, and make sure that's available. Then we're going to do the stress test. I will have user accounts and all that stuff available. So just look for that to come in the coming days. Hopefully by this weekend, I can have it ready for a stress test. But it's much better than my last attempt. We've solved the issue where everything deletes itself. I didn't even get that far with the mock draft. I forget what the issue was with the mock draft situation last time, but remember with the pick'em, we had that problem, and that's going to be solved as well because I will have a new pick'em app. I'm going to make a different app. I'm not just going to put everything. I don't want to clutter all of the things into one app. So I'm going to have a suite of apps that'll be available. Appreciate you. All right. Any mailbag questions? I know we had a late night start, so people are sleepy. But let's get some mailbag questions in here. Yeah, 8 o'clock is a good time frame. You usually have a much larger turnout, but yeah, like I said, I had to make that cash today. All right. If we have no mailbag questions, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Wrap it up, wrap it out, zip it up, zip it out. You're okay. Zippity doo dah. Bye bye. All right. Once again, the Motor City Cats R&D back at it. We came to give you stats, not none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your lines news pragmatic. Tomorrow we will be back at our regularly scheduled time, 8 p.m. You know what it is. All right. We're out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming through. I know it was the late night tip, so we will keep it brief. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace.